With this, we'll move to the next session, that is a fireside chat between Mr. Abhilash and Mr. Vijayakrishna. For this, I'll first introduce Mr. Abhilash. He leads the all go-to-market functions for Asia market at Rubrik and has more than 2 decades of experience in the IT and software industry. Prior to Rubrik, he has served as Regional Vice President at Cisco App Dynamics. And to join him, we have Mr. Vijayakrishna Iyengar from Bharat Fritz Werner Limited. He's an IT leader with over 30 plus years of experience in manufacturing companies like GM Pens, Hindustan Motors, Saint-Gobain Glass, Fuji Electric, etc. As a member of leadership team, his role is to strategize ERP and non-ERP IT projects and service delivery for our internal customers. With this, please welcome both of them with a huge round of applause.
Make this quick and interesting. Thank you for the time, and thank you for patiently listening to Mridul on what Rubrik is. So, Vijay sir, thank you for your time also. I hope we'll have a good conversation. So, to start off with, Mridul mentioned quite a lot about the current threat landscape and what's happening with threat actors with respect to data, and this whole movement. He mentioned about legacy backup and cyber resilience. In your experience across multiple organizations and your current experience, how is this change in landscape playing out in terms of when it comes to data security? Because we've got backup, which is an infra problem for a long time, and then you've got cyber resilience, which is a CISO security problem. But our only way of solving the security problem is by solving the infra problem. So how do you see that playing out in terms of mindset, in terms of what you are seeing you and your peers are doing across?
Yeah, great question. See, infra problems are always there. Like, you have a hardware issue, software issue, crashes, all things. We are traditionally doing the recovery or planning for that recovery, right? But things have changed, like for bad. I would wish to say things have changed for good, but in this case, the ransomware or all other cyber threats becoming more and more. As the European, you see the Ukraine and the conflicts, people are desperate. They are also getting into this. The more and more it happens, we are vulnerable. There is no doubt. I mean, only there are. I would say everybody says this. There are 2 kinds of organizations: either they are already attacked or they are not aware they are attacked. So it's better to be paranoid. I would say as a CIO or a CISO, we are paid to be paranoid. We cannot be complacent. It is always that the threat actors or bad actors are 10 steps ahead of us. If we be complacent, say that, no, I am fine, it's like I'm fooling myself. We'll be maybe having a root shock. So better to be paranoid and see what are the technologies available. Of course, they are doing a lot of bad things, but good actors also there, who like Rubrik, who can help us, so we have to get the knowledge, try to implement, convince the board, take it forward. That is how we are paid for it, I would say. Otherwise, we'll be taking a big risk.
Interesting you mentioned we are paid to be paranoid. Like there is this concept of assume breach in organizations. Gone are the days when you'd put a lot of prevention tools and secure your perimeter and say, okay, now I am secure. But it is no longer the case, right? I mean, you have to assume that the attacker and the thief is inside and operate as if he's inside.
It could be anything. It need not be a ransomware attack.
Yeah.
You may give a bad appraisal to your team. Your sysadmin may turn rogue.
Yeah.
It's also possible. Yeah. So it is like, you have blue book for VIP security. You have to secure the president 365 days, 24/7. But the bad actor need only 1 bullet. So that actually applies to cyber security also, or data security in this case. We have to protect. This is our crown jewels.
Okay.
We have to assume and we have to think that, yes, anything can go wrong. It could be a natural calamity, it could be a hardware software failure, it could be a bad actor in like ransomware attacks. It could be anything.
Yeah. You mentioned about crown jewels, and that's a good segue into the next one. Saying, a lot of people would be thinking about, how do I get on this journey? I have a lot of technical debt. We have spent a lot of money on backup, lot of money and prevention, security rules. I'm sure everybody have spent, I mean, all vendors like us are just doing this, right, all the time. So how do you look at that saying, how do you justify or take that conversation forward with your CXOs, with your boards, to have a conversation about protecting your crown jewels differently, moving from traditional backup to a cyber resilience posture? How do you, what do you do?
Now, people say data is oil, new oil, but I would say data is everywhere. Actually, like you go, like for a manufacturing industries, you have a OT, IT, then a lot of tens of data is coming from all devices, cameras. So data is, I mean, overflowing. Right? But we have to maybe chisel and find out what is our actual crown jewels. Without that, business cannot run.
Correct.
For example, maybe a banking industry, if you see their core banking system is a crown jewel. But the bank may have a canteen. Like for example, manufacturing industries, our core crown jewels will be design drawings. And we may also have a canteen system. Suppose there is a, I mean, data loss, it may not be breached, but there is a system hang, canteen, we are not able to swipe card. Okay, we can live with it. But we have to identify which data we cannot live without. Where our business at stake, where our reputation is at stake. See, Mridul was presenting about the issues on ransomware. It is not only that. You are saying that if it's a online, portal, e-commerce portal, customer may not come back. The same applies to even manufacturing companies. See, when you are making like a capex heavy investment, and your reputation is having a trouble, or your core IP design drawings are leaked. And one more aspect is, we are like DPDP is coming and everything. It is not only that ransomware actors are taking our data, they may leak it on dark web. That is also a possibility.
Extortion.
That is also. Even after paying ransom, we may recover, but still they may leak it because they have a copy of it. So all this we have to see. This we have to build a tight, watertight case to the management, the board. We have to say this is our crown jewels. Maybe it will not be not all the data. I'm not saying each and every file or Excel in various laptops and desktop, but each business will know. Definitely they must be knowing that this is, without this we cannot live or we cannot survive. That has to be protected first. After that we have more resources, because it's all coming with a cost, obviously. So once, like it's a ABC analysis, first we attack the A part. Once we are sure we are tested, then we will go to the next. That you can extend, always. But when we are focusing on the A part, it is our duty to convince the management. Or at least we should make them aware. These are the things happening and this is the solution, we would like to do it. Then we can take an informed decision, yes. But obviously we have to, that is our duty to make the management aware and try to convince them as, that is it's very important.
And you mentioned about putting the crown jewels, identifying and putting, your case is a classic case of the design drawings, like you said, they were big, huge data files, but you couldn't start your business tomorrow if they were leaked, both in terms of operational issue, but also reputation, brand damage, new business.
And also if it goes to a competition, suppose somebody ransomware attack and fell into competition, they may create our organization, duplicate the organization, they can give it in a much lower rate.
So
that is also a risk.
That's interesting that you talk about crown jewels, and because I feel like a lot of organizations that we are talking to talk about crown jewels and they understand the concept, but they struggle to create the business case in terms of having to make the change now, like a why now type of question. Did you face those challenges?
Yes, actually, obviously, we also invested in the previously, before Rubrik, we have a solution from other OEM with a tape library. That library is kept in the server room, taking backup, everything. It is all there. Obviously, this question will come why. But the problem is these kind of sophisticated attacks need a sophisticated solution. We cannot be using it is like, with a rifle you are going for fighting a nuclear war. Or, you cannot do that. When the enemies, they will dictate what weapon you are going to use. If they are going into 10 steps ahead, we cannot be with these traditional methods. It cannot work. It is not, those were good technologies at that point of time.
When it was a rifle fight.
Now it's all moved actually, right? Now it is a sophistication is required. When the enemy is sophisticated, we also have to equip. Those are
Yeah,
options.
simply put, you just have to fight fire with fire. Just a last question. I know we are coming up on time, and you touched upon this. I've heard naively people talk about, assume breach. We will all get attacked. Let's just pay the ransom. Why is paying the ransom not a solution?
I would say even if you pay the ransom, first of all, still whether it's a legal thing is a gray area. So unless they say legal, you have to assume illegal. That is one way. The other thing is even if you do it, they may or may not give the fee. First of all, you cannot go and say, no, I have an invoice, why you are not delivered. It's not, they are invisible actors. They may not give. Even if they give, even if they give a correct key, traditionally the encryption happens very fast. Let's say on a Sunday early morning, 3 o'clock, half an hour, encryption may happen. But decryption may take 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. There is no guarantee. Even that happens. Even then also, if you decrypt, your business is bad, but still the data may be sold in the dark web. So you have to protect. So I would say paying ransom will only encourage them more. And if you have cyber security, that data also may be leaked, and they say, okay, this 𝗂𝐻𝐿 organization has a $2 million cyber security. Let us put the ransom. So that also will encourage more. So cyber security also may not, cyber insurance rather, cyber insurance also may not be helpful.
Good enough. It is clear to me that if you take an approach of paying the ransom is a solution, you're definitely going down the wrong alley into a dark place very soon.
Yes, it will only encourage them more.
Encourage them more. Good. Great conversation, Vijay. I think it is pretty clear to us that the problem is now, and we need to find a solution now. There is no way to. So thanks for your time, and thanks everybody for patiently listening to us, to Rubrik. And we have a booth here. We've got our team here. Happy to have a conversation if anybody wants to have. Thank you, and hopefully we will break for lunch, right?
No. We have a panel discussion.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for the time, and